The #1 ranked team in the country, the Oklahoma Sooners, hit pause in some sense on the season as Oklahoma with a very unique and challenging exhibition matchup this weekend as the Sooners will take on the Olympic-bound Mexican national team in a 3-game set this weekend at Marina Hines Field. And we're excited to be here with you for every single game of OU versus Team Mexico, along with DJ Sanchez. I'm Chris Plank. And boy, DJ, this is an incredible roster that Team Mexico has put together. This is the same team that will be headed to Tokyo to play for an Olympic gold medal. They qualified by beating Sarah Groenewegen in the Canadian national team, the WBSC Softball America's qualifier. But what a great challenge for OU to play an experienced veteran roster like this.
And absolutely, this is a veteran roster. There's not going to be a better seasoned or mature team in the NCAA this year that the Sooners will face. So what a great opportunity. What a great challenge.
You did this in 2008, so it's fun, right?
It's a blast, and you have nothing to lose.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast as much as we'll enjoy bringing it to you. G. Juarez throws the first pitch, and it's right in for strike one. Juarez getting the nod tonight for the Sooners, and again, we'll remind you a lot this weekend. None of the stats, none of the numbers, nothing from this weekend will carry over into the season. Here's the 0-1. Popped up behind home plate, and that'll get out of play. Lindsey Elam gets the start behind the plate for the Sooners. And we'll recap their numbers. For instance, G, 7-0 on the season, a 2.69 ERA, 50 strikeouts to just a handful of walks, only 6 this season. And nothing can be hurt or helped numbers-wise, as that 0-2 pitch is a little bit up on the rise. They check with the first base umpire. She did not go.
You know, what an interesting experience, too. How often are you in the middle of it's the middle of March, you know, and you're playing a game where the stats don't count, but we're not going to see any change in intensity. This is the Sooner team is coming out wanting to win 3 ball games this weekend.
1-2 is, just off the inside edge. I think that fooled everyone. She a smile on her face as she walks back. Squaring off against the former Utah Ute, Anissa Irtez out of Long Beach, California. Here's the 2-2 pitch from G. Well, 3s, that missed a little bit up. Sid Romero waits on deck.
One thing I think we're going to see G working with tonight is, you know, not getting in the habit of trying to be too fine. These are going to be hitters who have disciplined at-bats, so they're not going to chase. She's going to have to work those pitches through the zone and get that late break to get these hitters to bite.
Quick little conversation in the circle. Just one quick note, just to make it so that everyone understands. They did ask, I heard from Kenny Mossman, they did ask if Nicole could play with Team Mexico, but it wasn't allowed under NCAA rules, as the 3-2 pitch is popped just over the net behind home plate.
And for Nicole Mendez, had there not been any rules in place, what an odd experience that would be.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Juarez brings it home. Popped up right center field. Jada Coleman gives chase. She's called off by Nicole Mendez, who makes the catch. And the first out of the game is registered by Nicole Mendez, who gets the start in right field. This is the Sooner starting lineup with Jada Coleman in center, Jocelyn Allo in left defensively. Jada Johnson third, Grace Lyons at short, Tiare Jennings at second with Taylon Snow at first, and the battery of Juarez and Elam. As Sid Romero digs in, how many times have they faced off as she lines one to right field, which is caught, and there's quickly 2 outs.
I have a feeling, too, knowing the time that Sid Romero spent with the team as a student assistant and things like that, I got a feeling Sid Romero Juarez a few times. So, just taking a guess.
2 away for Chelsea Gonzalez. Gonzalez digs in from the right side of the plate. Lefty on righty matchup, and the first pitch is in for a strike. The weather is brought to you tonight by the Trails Golf Club. You'll experience everything you love about golf and more. Windy. I think windy is going to be the key. Right now, though, in center field, you see those flags aren't moving. But we're expecting it out of the north to northeast at 10 miles an hour as the 0-1 pitch misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Along with DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. Thanks for spending a Friday night with us. Oklahoma and Team Mexico. The 1-1 is popped up on the infield. Jana Johns calls off everyone, makes the catch in a quick first half of the inning for G. Juarez. We head to the bottom of the first. Oklahoma and Team Mexico are scoreless. Sooner softball presented by the College of Professional and Continuing Studies on Sooner Sports TV. Patty Gasso in her 27th season leading the Sooners. Got some of the numbers, leading the country in batting average, home runs per game. Her offense is humming. Tiare Jennings will lead things off as the freshman digs in against former Arizona Wildcat Danielle O'Toole, and she fouls this one back. Couple of former Wildcats that the Sooners have faced on this Team Mexico roster, including Taylor McQuillan, who I'm sure we'll see at some point this weekend. As Jennings, talk about a great start to her career, takes the 0-1 pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. I know, DJ, she's impressed you whenever you've had an opportunity to see her. Every time I watch Jennings, I forget that she's a freshman. You know, it's just the discipline, and we just saw it there, laying off a low off-speed pitch, but she does not have the discipline of a freshman hitter, and I'm just excited to see what she does the rest of the season. She leads things off for the Sooners. Our starting lineup is brought to you by the OU College of Professional and Continuing Studies. Degrees online, on site, on your schedule. Popped up, shallow right field, racing in and making the catch is Aradias in right field. There's one away. So Jennings leads off. Jocelyn Allo, who's in our spotlight. She's our player to watch tonight, and that's, as always, something where we go to DJ Sanchez to get a little bit of perspective. Good look at the Sooner standout, Jocelyn Allo. What's impressed you about her start to the season? Brought to you by the OU College of Professional and Continuing Studies. I'll tell you what, you look at that stat line, and just what a balanced hitter. She has the power, the 19 home runs leading the country. And she pops this one to shallow left field, and it falls for a base hit. Now, in regular season talk, we would say that extends the hitting streak. But unfortunately, this doesn't matter. Well, it matters, but it doesn't count statistically. But Allo has the first hit. You know, and in the middle of me talking about being such a balanced hitter, not only is she hitting for power, but she's also hitting for average, and we see that fall in for a single. Gotta love OU putting the first hit of the game on the board. So Grace Lyons digs in. We haven't had a chance to truly run through that whole lineup yet for the radio side of the audience. Lyons in the 3-hole tonight, and she takes the first pitch for a strike from McQuillan. Kinsey Hansen is waiting on deck. She's the DP tonight in the cleanup spot. Taylon Snow batting 5th at first base, with Jana Johns in the 6th hole at 3rd. Jada Coleman bats 6th in center field, with Lindsey Elam batting 8th behind the plate. Nicole Mendes batting 9th and right. The 0-1 pitch is a little low and away from McQuillan. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scoreless, just underway from Marita Hines Field. OU and Team Mexico with Allo at first. The 1-1 pitch is bounced foul. Danielle O'Toole, a distinguished career. Was the Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year, was an NFCA first-team All-American, and has pitched against the Sooners. Yes, she has. Those were some pretty memorable matchups. 2017, as the 1-2 pitch misses a little bit up. I believe 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. We were there in 2017, March of 2017, as O'Toole brings home the 2-2, which is bounced to second. This could be 2. They'll tag Allo, but Lions will beat it out. Nice play at second base by Cervantes. So Grace reaches on the fielder's choice as Kinsey Hansen comes to the plate. We were in Long Beach, California, on the campus of Long Beach State University, which is the alma mater of Patty Gasso. I was getting a tour of Long Beach State University from Jim Gasso. Poppy was showing me around. Danielle O'Toole that night, a complete game 5 hitter, allowed 2 earned runs, struck out 5, walked 3. And Arizona beat the Sooners on a bottom of the 7th inning error. The first pitch to Kinsey Hansen is up high. Don't look up and down this roster. Nicole Mendez was the Sooners DP that day. She went 1 for 3 off O'Toole as the 1-0. Fisted foul.
Talk about memorable matchups. Like, you just gave me the whole rundown of the game.
It was awesome. By the way, keys to the game. What are we looking for here today, DJ Sanchez? Brought to you, as always, by Riverwind, still the one.
You know, for the Sooners, take advantage of opportunities. When you have runners in scoring position, strike early. That's going to be important for this team this evening. Along with gain momentum. Put runs on the board early. Gain momentum. We're seeing some of it here.
Looper, right field, base hit for Hansen. Off to third is Lyons, and she'll slide in without a throw. Boy, that's paying off the key here pretty quickly, right?
If the Sooners can put pressure on Team Mexico early, and great job here by Kinsey Hansen just taking the ball the other way.
That's the key. Team Mexico meeting in the circle. Bringing everyone together, including the home plate. Now, we've got like 2 different softballs on the field right now. All right, now we're set. They've got what they wanted. Toss one to the Sooner dugout. Kelsey Arnold pops out to grab that. Team Mexico's defense, by the way, is a little bit different than what you might expect with Sydney Romero. She's in center field. I don't think I ever saw her play the outfield when she was at the University of Oklahoma. But likely will end up playing shorter third. They just need an athlete out there until they get some of their players that are currently playing college ball back. First pitch to Taylon Snow is in for a strike. Oh, they call that a ball. Well, I hope that's a strike for G. Juarez.
Me too. I don't see much wrong with that.
1 ball, no strikes. We're scoreless, bottom of the first. Runners at first and third, and there's 2 outs. Snow, who has had a really, and this fits for everyone, really nice start to the season, shows bunt and takes it for ball 2.
And like you said, Blank, you could go up and down this lineup. Great start to the season. Great start to the season. You know, I'm really excited. We're getting into that time of year where conference is right around the corner. So
next weekend.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see all of this momentum and all these great starts carry into the Big 12 Conference.
4.26 average for Taylon Snow as the 2-0 pitch is ripped, caught at first base by Valdez, took away extra bases and ends the inning. But the Sooners put the first couple hits on the board. They strand 2 as we head to the second. Oklahoma and the Mexican national team are scoreless on Sooner Sports TV. To the second inning, Oklahoma and Team Mexico are scoreless. And the first pitch from G. Juarez is in for a strike to Brittany Cervantes, the Kentucky grad. Cervantes, another player who is playing a little different position. She was a catcher in college playing left field, and she lines a base hit into left field on a pitch a little up. And Team Mexico has its first base runner of the game.
Yeah, that pitch just a little elevated in the strike zone, and Cervantes was able to barrel it up. And again, kind of a mistake that Team Mexico is going to make G pay for, working up in that zone without that great break into that rise ball movement.
So the first hit of the game is a line single to left field. And here's Tori Vidales. Texas A&M grad takes the first pitch a little up. Ball 1. Runner at first. G. Juarez giving up her first hit of the game. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. A foul towards us, but it caught the net.
Tell you what, this is an aggressive lineup that we're seeing from Team Mexico so far. We saw G change speeds a little bit in the first inning. I have a feeling we're going to continue to see her mix speeds quite often as the game continues to go along.
Dallas was a second-team All-American performer in 2018, All-SEC first-teamer. As she takes the 1-1 pitch for a strike. Strike zone's a little different tonight from what I've been able to tell so far.
I wasn't going to say it, but
You're my pitching expert. I'm counting on you to make me feel smart when it comes to pitching.
I think everything's a strike.
Here's the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch from G. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, first K of the game, and there's 1 away.
And that's a big K, rebounding off the leadoff single, and what a pitch here. Great movement, and that's just coming in with a little bit of speed behind it.
Here's Amanda Sanchez. Had a stellar career at LSU. You're basically playing a college all-star team tonight in a lot of ways for Oklahoma, as the first pitch is a little up and away.
And it's pretty cool. I mean, think about it. You have all these. We have Sid from obviously here, and then Arizona State, LSU. These are hand-picked, some of the best players off of these big-time teams.
The 1-0. Pop foul and out of play. This is one of those players who, when you look at her college career and where she played tonight, it makes sense. You're like, okay, she was a third baseman at LSU. In her senior season, started 60 of the 62 games for LSU at third base. And on a loaded LSU squad during her senior season in 2019, she hit .354. The 1-1 is a little low and away. And it's a little bit different because she was the two-hole hitter at LSU. They're using her here in the 6th spot today for Coach Bernaldez and Caro, Team Mexico.
There is not going to be a weak spot in this offensive lineup for Team Mexico.
2-1. Pop foul down the left side and well out of play. The laundry list of accomplishments included second-team All-Region. Pardon me, second-team All-American, first-team All-South Region during her senior season. Hit 9 home runs, drove in 54 runs during her senior year at LSU. The 2-2 is pop foul and out of play. Fortunately, we haven't had an OU-LSU matchup in a minute. We can't go too far back. 2016, when the two teams played in the NCAA tournament. It was the last time that Oklahoma played LSU. Of course, was to secure the spot in the championship series for the Sooners, an eventual national championship. The 2-2 is a little in. Sanchez was out in the starting lineup that game for LSU.
Those are always fun matchups. I feel like we played LSU a lot.
She pops up the 3-2 pitch. By the way, she transferred from Missouri her sophomore season. So there's a reason why she wasn't on that lineup, as the 3-2 pitch is popped up just behind second base. Nice play by Tiare Jennings to go get it for the second out. There's 2 away.
What a great job by Juarez. Again, responding to the leadoff single by Cervantes and coming back, getting 2 quick outs.
There's Sasha Palacios. The catcher, lefty. First pitch, swinging, popped up foul. Does Jana Johns have room in front of the Sooner dugout? No. Hops right on top of the dugout.
I will say, Juarez is taking advantage so far of the aggressiveness of this lineup. You know, Team Mexico's coming out swinging early in the count, and Juarez is throwing some really nice pitches, just a little bit off the plate, and getting them to chase.
The 0-1 is a little up and away. Chula Vista, California for Palacios. Her senior season at Arizona State was 2017. Here's the 1-1. A little up. And Lindsey Elam is going to go out and have a quick conversation with G. Juarez. I didn't get a chance to talk to G pregame to see if she had an opportunity to play much with Palacios. You remember, she was a key part of that 2018 run for Arizona State to the Women's College World Series. A freshman on that 17 team. The 2-1 is a little up, all 3.
We're seeing that curveball just miss up and away. You know, usually G's keeping that curveball painting the black corner of the plate right there at the knees. So she's going to need to get that down and start hitting that spot. 3-1,
ball 4. So a little bit of a threat here with 2 outs from Team Mexico.
And good at bat by Palacios. You know, she got down early 0-1 and worked the count back. But Juarez here, she's facing the 8-9 part of the lineup, just needs to get back to hitting her spots.
First pitch is a little up and in to the right-handed hitting right fielder, Stefania Aradias. And Jen Rocha is going to jog out and have a conversation with G. Juarez here. Wonder, do you sense that G's just maybe overthrowing here a little bit?
Maybe a little, and you know, those are misses we don't normally see G miss. I think that's why we saw Elam hustle out there a few pitches ago. We're seeing that curveball miss. If I'm watching from a mechanical side, we're kind of seeing her get that elbow out a little bit, and that's pushing those curveballs up and out off the plate. So she just needs to tighten back up a little bit, and she's going to start seeing that movement come back around.
Aradias, as far as the starting lineup is concerned, is one of the true vets on this roster for Team Mexico, much like Sierra Romero. Her final season was 2016 at San Diego State. She was on the Mexican national team in 2015. She takes the first pitch up high for ball 1. Legio Williams High School in Mexico City. So she came to San Diego State from Mexico as the 2-0 pitch is in for a strike. 2-1. First and second, 2 outs, scoreless game. We're in the top of the second. Team Mexico trying to mount a rally on the Sooners here in the top of the second. The pitch, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. What a pitch.
And here's whereas we've seen the adjustment. Last 2 pitches, that's the adjustment that Elam's been wanting her to make these last few batters.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Juarez brings it home. Just misses low and away. Good try by Elam to frame that one. That was close.
That was close. It was a great pitch. And again, that's where we're kind of seeing the discipline of these Team Mexico hitters. That's a pitch we see a chase on 9 times out of 10 on a 2-2 count.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. What a pitch from G. Juarez to end the threat in the second. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Oklahoma and Team Mexico are scoreless. Sooners in the bottom of the second inning were scoreless in this exhibition matchup between OU and Team Mexico. Danielle O'Toole. First pitch is fouled back by Jana Johns. Along with DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. Grant Wade, our producer on the Sooner Sports TV side of things. Our man Eric King taking care of us on the radio broadcast. I don't like the way I phrased something in the opening as the 0-1 pitch is a little up. I said they hit pause on the season. They hit pause on the records. There's no pausing the season here. This is, DJ, you played against Team USA in 2008. Sooners played Team Japan 3 or 4 years ago. There by no means is there any letdown. They want to go out and they want to win. 1-1 misses low.
Yeah, you know, talked earlier when Ala hits the single. You know, the streak doesn't continue this weekend, unfortunately. But, well, all of us who are here know it does, but on paper it doesn't. But, yeah, I mean, this is a Sooner team that wants to get 3 W's this weekend.
2-1 pitch is a little up. 3-1 to Jana Johns. And you're seeing in Danielle O'Toole, likely McQuillan, and Sierra Highland, some good pitching this weekend. All 4 to Jana Johns. So for those that have questioned, well, what about the competition the Sooners have played? You're seeing the best of the best. You're seeing 3 all-conference, all-American candidates this weekend. Yeah,
and with the staff, with the offensive lineup, you know, this isn't just one of the best. This isn't, you know, we say that often, you know, when we're playing teams, especially with the schedule that the Sooners play, but one of the best teams in the country. This isn't one of the best teams in the country. This is one of the best teams in the world. You know, this summer, we are going to be watching this team in the Olympic Games.
Here's Jada Coleman. The first pitch to the left-handed hitting freshman. Shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a ball. Coleman, 508 batting average. Again, we're talking about 59 at-bats, tack on 2 hit by pitches, 17 walks, and you're looking at close to 70 plate appearances, and she's still batting .500. 1-0. Tried to slap and protect the runner. The throw down is not in time to get Johns, who snags second base, and it was kind of unique with Urtez, the shortstop, trying to cover the bag. She was well in front of the bag. She wasn't even close to it.
Yeah, that's not... I mean, that's just sheer getting beat, you know. And the throw was on. I think she just legitimately beat Urtez to the bag.
A 1-ball, 1-strike count to Coleman. With now a runner in scoring position, Jada calls time, and we're going to have a quick meeting in the circle as everybody trying to figure out what the other side is trying to do here.
You're kind of going back, you're talking about the numbers that Jada Coleman's put up this year. Of everything she's done that's been impressive, I am so impressed with those amount of walks. I mean, especially for, you know, that's high walk numbers are things you see out of juniors and seniors and people who have, ball players who have been through this before. Just seeing those type of walk numbers is just so impressive to me coming out of Coleman this season.
And Jada Coleman, 17 walks to lead the Sooners. She was hit by 2 pitches. Leads the team with stolen bases at 8. She lays down a beautiful bunt. Picked up at third. They're going to throw and just get her at first. Nice play by Sanchez charging. Johns does advance to third. You're not going to see many players in Big 12 play at third base that are going to be able to make that play. It took an All-American from LSU and Sanchez to be able to get Jada Coleman at first. And
what a bunt. And with a little bit of a tough pitch, is down and away. Great job by Coleman laying down the sack. But what a play.
So here's Lindsey Elam. A wild number on Elam as the first pitch is in for a strike. She's hitting .316. It's the lowest batting average on the team, which is wild to think about because it's a good average. She's also driven in runs. It's hit a home run this year, driven in, should say, 8 runs. The 0-1 pitch is hit hard through the 5-6 hole into left field, an RBI single. Base hit, Lindsey Elam. The Sooners jump on top here in the bottom of the second. A manufactured run, DJ.
Yes! We saw a stolen base, short game, then here comes Elam taking the curveball through the 5-6 hole. What a great piece of hitting there by Lindsey Elam.
Nicole Mendez strides to the plate. I would say, of the players whom this weekend might be the most important for, Lindsey Elam is very high on that list just because to get some rhythm at the plate. And for Nicole Mendez, too, as she takes the first pitch, a little soft slap to short. They're going to get Elam at second, but oh my, did Nicole Mendez place that perfectly, because Urtez had started to break for the bag. Mendez dumped it right between the 5-6 hole again, but that was a heck of a play by the shortstop for Team Mexico. Your take.
That is how you draw it up. As a slapper, that is where you are taught to put the ball. Great touch, great placement, and again, what a great play by Urtez.
First pitch, T.R.A. Jennings, as top of the lineup, is in for a strike. 1-zip Sooners. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Jocelyn Allo waits on deck. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Jennings might have got actually a piece of that. That's unfair of me as it popped out of Palacios' glove. It's like Valdez is stepping over to chat real quick with O'Toole. Dallas, excuse me. The first baseman for Team Mexico. Here's the 0-2. Little up. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'm kind of going back to the play. And she made it look easy. Urtez just made it second base. But just there was not a second of hesitation.
No.
You know, you see the maturity, the veteranship, if you will.
Bouncer towards third. They're not going to have a play at T.R.A. at first. They faked the throw. Now they got Mendez caught in a rundown between second and third, and she'll be chased back by the shortstop Urtez and tagged out, and that will end the inning. But the Sooners strike first on a clutch RBI single by Lindsey Elam. And as we head to the third, Oklahoma leads Team Mexico 1-0. 9-1 and 2 hitters for Team Mexico. As Oklahoma leads at 1-0 as we head to the third. Back to work for G. Juarez. And the first pitch is fouled back by Desiree Hernandez for strike one. Hernandez, the DP, left-handed bat. A lefty-on-lefty challenge. G brings home the 0-1. That's a good pitch. It just missed a little low.
Little low. Good spot. I thought for a second G was going to get the call, but we haven't seen that call either way tonight.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch popped up a mile high, shallow right field, racing out is Tiare Jennings to make the play, and there's one away. Back to the starting, or the top of the lineup. Mr. Yurtez.
That's a big out for Juarez, keeping the 9-hole off the base paths to roll the lineup back over.
Tez digs in from the right side of the plate. She flied out to right field her first time up. She swings on a nasty off-speed for strike one.
I will say it over and over. The deadliest pitch in softball is the changeup, the off-speed. If you've got a good one, it's hard for hitters to ever get their balance.
Here's the 0-1. Ground ball to third. Johns bobbles it, stays with it, throws and gets her. Good job by Jana Johns. That ball took a little bit of a late odd hop on her, and she stayed with it and gets the out, 2 away.
We saw back-to-back off-speed pitches. And Johns, again, took a little bit of a hop there, but we see her pick up the ball with her bare hand and get rid of it quickly. And Yurtez, she gets down the line pretty decent.
Here's Sydney Romero. Swung at the first pitch she saw in the first inning and flied out to right. She takes the first pitch here low for a ball. In digging up and researching all these players and their collegiate backgrounds, you look back on Sid's collegiate background and you kind of sometimes can lose sight of just how special she was as the 1-0 pitch misses high. I mean, she saw on the TV side, 2-time All-American, 11 career statistics. Sid Romero was in the top 5. Of course, back-to-back national championships during her freshman and sophomore season. 4 trips to the Women's College World Series. The 2-0 is low and away, ball 3. Think about that. 4 trips, 3 trips to the Women's College World Series Championship Series, and 2 national titles.
There have been some of the the list goes on and on and on of amazing players that have come through this program. But I mean, to think about the things that Sid Romero did while she was in this program individually and just the team that was here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to top. And on top of that, Sid Romero is just such a wonderful, we know what a great ball player she is, but what a wonderful person.
Yeah. 3-0 pitches in for a strike, 3 balls and a strike. As G brings home that 3-1 pitch, and Sid pops it pretty deep to left field. Alo chasing it in foul territory and will make the catch and end the top half of the third. We head to the bottom of the third. Sooners lead at 1-0 on as Jocelyn Alo digs in, and the first pitch is a check swing well outside. She didn't go. Ball 1. And this has probably been the most impressive of all of them, and that's not to take anything away from anyone, but across the board, this has been a banner start for Alo. So 1-0 is a little up, 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Alo, she has become one of those hitters that is just absolutely feared. And she's been that way her entire career, but I mean, it's not just the power that is feared.
How about the foul balls and how fearful that one? That thing got out of here in a hurry.
But, you know, a lot of times you have those big power numbers. Those power numbers many times are accompanied with high strikeouts.
Yeah.
And that's just not the type of hitter that Alo is. She's such a complete hitter.
2-1 pitch is in for a strike, 2-2.
But it's hard to pitch around her when the person behind her is hitting over 500 too. That's a tough day.
The great work by Grant Wade and the crew that put that graphic together. Yeah, pitcher on Olive. There's a 500 hitter behind her. 2-2 pitch, misses low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Oklahoma leading Team Mexico 1-0. First of 3 for the Sooners. Start Big 12 play next weekend in Ames. 3-2 is a humpback liner that takes a hop. Shortstop Irtez is up with it, makes the catch, and there's one away. Ball came off the bat weird.
This is going to sound bad because we're here live. I at first off the bat thought it was a foul ball.
I was wondering what was going to happen to it as well. Ends up kind of almost like one of those cue ball shots you'll see sometimes off the end of the bat.
That pitch was a little bit elevated too.
God, you hit it on the head though. You think about it now. You can include these 2 at-bats just for fun. 66 at-bats, 10 walks, that's 76, 79 plate appearances with a couple of hit by pitches, and she's only been struck out 3 times. It's amazing.
Yes.
First pitch swinging. Grace Lyons fouls it down the 3rd baseline. Lyons reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st inning. Hard hit ball.
We are seeing midway through this game almost, Sooners with 1 run on the board, but we have seen some hard hit balls by the Sooners this evening so far.
There's a fairly well hit ball to left field and deep at the track, at the wall. It's gone. It just got over the glove of Cervantes in left field, and Grace Lyons tips the cat to Patty Gasso. I did not think that ball was getting out of here, and it carried over the left field wall. How dare I doubt the power of Grace Lyons? It's 2-0 Sooners.
You can tell off the bat she hit that ball well, but when we saw
Cervantes in left field was kind of playing us a little bit, I think.
She looked like she was underneath the ball, and it just carried out of here.
See how close she came to making that play. Home runs this year brought to you by Whataburger. DJ and I watching the replay. Let's see. Did she come close to making that? She might have done a little sales job on that, I think. No stats count this weekend, but that would have been the 78th home run of the season for the Sooners. Absolutely unbelievable.
Cervantes was camped until it went over the wall.
First pitch to Kinsey. Hansen is ripped down the left field line. It'll get to the corner. Hansen will hold at first base. Jen Rocha shouting out to the Sooner DP today to stay there. And it's a 1-out single.
And that was a hard hit ball. We just see Hansen turn on this pitch on the inside part of the plate, right down the line. Great job by Cervantes coming up quickly, and Coach Rocha holding Hansen at first was the right call, because I think Cervantes had a good beat on that off the wall.
She played that really well in left field. And Riley Boone will check into pinch run here at first base for Hansen. Taylon Snow digs in after a quick little debrief with Kinsey Hansen. I think this is fun for Patty Gasso because some of the things that maybe they haven't been able to do in games this season because scores have been so lopsided. She can work more with her runners. We saw the bunt. We saw, I'm sure we'll see hit and run first and third plays. It'll be a busy weekend as the first pitch to Snow is low and in for a ball.
And also, too, what a great opportunity as Big 12 starts next weekend. I mean, that's when these things become, they're important all season. But like you said, when the scores are 8, 9, 10 run games, you don't use the short game as much. You let everyone get their hacks.
1-0 is a little soft slap to first, backhanded by Vidalis. She'll go to the bag and get Snow, but it advances Boone to second with 2 away. Don't see Taylon do that very often. In fact, I don't remember ever seeing her slap before, but an opportunity to try some things out in this exhibition setting.
I think so, and I think also, too, we're seeing a little bit of the Sooners' game plan come into, even though this is an exhibition, you know, the Sooners were in there with a game plan of how they were going to attack Team Mexico. And, you know, executing and trying to take advantage of some of the short game may be a place where the Sooners see an opportunity.
First pitch to Jana Johns is a little low and away for a ball. So Boone is at second. There's 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Solo home run by Grace Lyons has made it 2-0. Sooners have pounded out 6 hits here tonight.
They're seeing O'Toole well so far.
1-0 is in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike we mentioned. Danielle O'Toole pitched against the Sooners her senior season at Arizona in 2017. In Long Beach, California. It was O'Toole versus Paige Parker on the campus of Long Beach State. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Johns. She tried to bunt, but missed it. I don't know what was.
So I think
wasn't the prettiest bunt attempt we've seen.
Yes, I think the Sooners. That's a formulated play. So we've got the runner on second who is seeing who is going to cover the steal.
Gotcha.
If third base does not bite on the bunt attempt, you hold.
1-2 is bounced at the plate. If she does,
if she does, your job is to beat the shortstop. If you beat the shortstop, take the bag. If not, you hold. And again, many times we see the third baseman bite on that. Team Mexico here with Sanchez at third. 2 outs, more than likely. Again, that's where we kind of see that maturity and that seasoned ball player come in.
Here's the 1-2. Johns chases it, but pokes it back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Rounding third and coming home is Boone, and she'll score. Johns reached out on a pitch on the outer edge and just poked it into center field, and it scores Boone, and the Sooners have taken a 3-0 lead.
And doesn't matter how it gets done, but single right back up the middle. And again, Boone got to pull it, or Coleman pulling the pitch right back up, and O'Toole wasn't able to get a glove on it.
I almost wonder now, she may have been a little bit fooled by an off-speed pitch.
And a good job of getting a bat on it.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit on the outer edge. I think she was just a little bit out in front of it. And here's Jada Coleman, 3-zip Sooners. First pitch, ripped into right field, a base hit. Johns will hold it second. 1 up in the eyes, and Coleman ripped it. 1 hop Ardiles in right field. And there's 2 on for Lindsey Elam. 8th hit of the game, and we're going to have a quick visit to the circle here from Carlos Caro.
We see Johns with the little ground ball just squeaking through for the RBI, and then Coleman coming right behind her. Again, another hard hit single.
Man, what a nice little offensive explosion for the Sooners here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. After Alo had the odd ball off her bat for the first out of the game, or first out of the inning, excuse me, Grace Lyons homered. And a 1-out single by Kinsey Hansen. And then 2-out clutch base hits from Jana Johns to drive in Riley Boone, the pinch runner. And then a 2-out rip into right field from Jada Coleman. So here we go. Lindsey Elam, meeting is over. Coleman at first, Johns at second. O'Toole stares in, gets the sign from Palacios. And the first pitch to Lindsey Elam is in for a strike. Elam 1 for 1, had the first RBI of the game.
It was a big RBI. I mean, we talked earlier about the Sooners gaining momentum, and Elam coming up clutch with the RBI single back in the second.
Here's the 0-1 to the Sooner catcher. She waited on an off speed and popped it foul almost into the Team Mexico dugout. We have our 3rd inning check-ins that we do when it's radio only. And I appreciate everyone checking in at OU on the air. My favorite so far is that we should just make Team USA the Oklahoma Sooners. Here's the 0-2. It's low to Lindsey Elam. By the way, Team USA did play in Clearwater, Florida last week against this same Mexican national team. And they won all 3 games, 4-2, 7-0, and 5-3. There's Kaylani Ricketts, alternate on that roster for Team USA. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Long look. Elam takes it up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They've done a good job of being able to touch up Danielle O'Toole here through the first 2 2/3. Looking to add to a 3-0 lead for the Sooners with runners at first and second and 2 outs. The pitch. Little looper, right center field, base hit. Easily scoring from third is Johns. They'll hold up Coleman at third, make it a 2 RBI night for Lindsey Elam, and it's 4-zip Sooners, and that's going to do it for Danielle O'Toole.
Elam is seeing the ball well tonight. And again, great piece of hitting, taking the outside pitch the other way into the gap. Lindsey Elam came to play tonight.
Of the Sooners that you felt like heading into this weekend could really benefit from having a good weekend, to see Lindsey Elam have the success she's having is incredibly reassuring. Now, there's 3 pitchers on this Team Mexico roster, and the Sooners have faced all of them at some point throughout the last 4 or 5 seasons. So we're having a pitching change here. Part of the Women's College World Series team for the Wildcats in 2019. Sooners faced her earlier that season in 2019 and beat her. First pitch, Nicole Mendez has popped foul down the left side, now to play. In fact, we mentioned Danielle O'Toole pitched against the Sooners in 2017. The Sooners have faced Taylor McQuillan twice, squaring off against her in 2018 and 2019. The 0-1, little check swing foul, more of an I didn't mean to. Probably one of the greater pitching duels I've seen took place between Taylor McQuillan and Paige Parker at the Mary Nutter back in 2018. Arizona won that game 2-0. Sooners had just 1 hit off McQuillan. A complete game. She struck out 7, walked 4. Here's the 0-2 to Mendez. Loud. Runner Elam takes off from first, will snag second, completely ignored by Palacios, the catcher. They want to get in that first and third game here with 2 outs.
And good read by Elam, too. She kind of saw Palacio getting a little slow going after the ball when it popped out of her glove. Elam took advantage.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Good pitch from McQuillan up and in on Nicole Mendez. And the inning comes to an end, but the Sooners strike again. A 3-run third. We head to the 4th. Oklahoma rolling over Team Mexico 4-0 on Sooner Sports TV. And DJ, this has been an impressive showing so far from the Sooner bats and defense. And I think we add, as the first pitch misses inside, ball 1. I think we add to that G. Juarez so far through 3 innings. She's looked great. Yeah,
she's thrown well, and I think we've even seen her get better as the game goes on. You know, we saw her missing some spots early, came out in the 3rd, had a quick 1-2-3 inning and really looked good.
Fouled off, a ball and a strike.
But I'm excited, too, as this game goes on. You know, a 4-run lead, that's a pretty good little cushion. You know, but you also got to remember, this is Team Mexico, you know, so it's, you know, a 4-run cushion as well as G has thrown, and I think we're going to continue to see that from her throughout the game. But Team Mexico is going to continue to fight.
1-1 is fouled back, a ball and 2 strikes. Another Arizona State product in Chelsea Gonzalez. She was one of the all-time career leaders, top 15 in home runs at Arizona State University. 2017, she had a .353 batting average, which led the team. She bounced this one to third. Johns up with it, makes the play, and there's 1 away. Jana Johns having a really nice night over at third tonight.
That's great all the way around. Great pitch by Juarez, down and away. And then Jana Johns coming up, textbook. Just smooth and quick.
Here's Brittany Cervantes, the left fielder. She singled, has the only hit so far for Team Mexico, and takes the first pitch for a strike. You up 4-0. We're in the top of the 4th. There's the 0-1. Low. Cervantes. Some work with the Kentucky Wildcats is, well, what do we have here? Looks like the gate was open either to the dugout, or pardon me, the bullpen or the right field corner. They got it taken care of. Good eyes over third from Coach Carlos Caro. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
We're seeing G. Juarez get sharper as this game goes along. That's a pitch I think we saw earlier in the game that she was missing her spot with. Not anymore. That is a sharp pitch with late break.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Cervantes digs in. Takes it just off the outer edge, 2-2. And real quick, just because we'll have a chance to talk a lot about these players' careers throughout the weekend, but it's kind of incredible to think that Cervantes serves as the director of softball operations for Kentucky, which is a very, very busy job. Taking a little pause from that to compete here with Team Mexico. Here's the 2-2. Ripped foul.
And how awesome, too. I mean, just all the things that she's doing. She obviously played at Kentucky and then is the director of ops and now is representing Team Mexico in the Olympics, also representing the University of Kentucky in the program. I mean, just what an awesome story.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. He gets away from Elam. Cervantes on her way to first, and they got her. What a play by Lindsey Elam. Blocked it, lost it, still got her at first base. Wow, that's close play first, too.
And I know the pitch was in the dirt, but I like the placement. Cervantes was seeing the ball well. And, man, Elam, just quick. We don't see her shuffle her feet at all. Pick the ball up and get rid of it.
That is unofficially the third K for G. Juarez. And there's Tori Vidalis, first baseman. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The pitch. A little up, ball 1. By the way, one thing I was going to mention on Cervantes is she was the first ever recruit that Kentucky's Rachel Lawson had when she took over at Kentucky in 2012. So,
wow.
There's a ball that's skied, well fouled.
You can't write that up any better than that.
No. Actually, 2012 was her final playing year. I think it was 2008 when she signed with Coach Lawson. So, I haven't quite looked at all the birthday yet, but I think Cervantes might be the elder statesman on this Team Mexico roster. Here's the 1-1. There's a well-hit ball deep to center field, but Coleman has a beat on it and makes the catch short of the warning track to end the top half of the 4th. G. Juarez has retired 7 straight as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Sooners on top 4-0 on Sooner Sports TV. Jocelyn Alo, 19 home runs, leads the country as Tiare Jennings digs in. She has 14 home runs, which is 3rd. Kinsey Hansen is in the top 5, and Grace Lyons is right there as well with 10.
And 2 of those 4 names are underclassmen. How about that?
And those are the next 4 batters coming up for the Sooners as Tiare Jennings takes the first pitch up and away from Taylor McQuillan. She lines this one back up the middle for a base hit. She sent it back where it came from, and the Sooners have the leadoff hitter aboard for the 2nd time here tonight.
Just seeing the ball well again. I love how many balls we've seen go right back up the middle tonight. You know, that's a sign that you're seeing the ball well. You're working on time. Great job by Jennings leading off the 4th.
Jocelyn Alo digs in. Alo's seen McQuillan in her career. First pitch is a little up for a ball. In that game where McQuillan allowed just 1 hit against the Sooners, which again, I'd go back, was one of the better pitching matchups I've seen, as the 1-0 pitch is in for a strike, 1-1. Alo was the leadoff hitter as the designated hitter. Was 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but she was walked twice. McQuillan was ahead of the game and not pitching to Jocelyn that day. The 1-1 is a little up, 2-1. We mentioned that the Sooners had another opportunity in 2019 The game that I believe was also at the Mary Nutter Classic, as the 2-1 is a little off speed that hangs up high. And that 2019 game, the Sooners beat them in McQuillan 2-1. That was an outstanding pitching performance from G. Warris, a complete game 2 hitter. The 3-1 pitch is ripped deep to left field. Has it got the distance? No. Caught at the warning track for the second out of the inning. Or the first out of the inning, pardon me. And Jennings will have to retreat back to first base. In that game against McQuillan in 2019, also at the Mary Nutter Classic, Jocelyn Alla went 0 for 3. So Jossie will be looking for her first hit off Taylor McQuillan at some point this weekend, and here's Grace Lyons.
Tell you what, the Mary Nutter Classic is one of my all-time favorite tournaments.
First pitch to Grace is a strike. Grace is 1 for 2, but has been on base both times. I don't know what the future holds as far as the Sooners and the participation. And of course, we didn't go out there this year because COVID issues, but man, it is a must-attend for softball fans. It is a fun weekend.
You know, it's just cool to see all these non-conference top 25 matchups you wouldn't normally see.
You know, one pitch misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Look at that swing from Grace Lyons, her first at bat. We watched the replay. Unreal.
And that was really what started that whole rally back in the third.
Here's the 1-1 to Lyons. That misses a little up, 2 balls and a strike. But real quick, just putting a wrap on the Mary Nutter Classic. It is the opportunity when you get to face pitchers a lot of times, like Taylor McQuillan and Danielle O'Toole, and you play against some of the best. And it's a good measuring stick early in the season. 2-1's a hit and one run. Runner goes. They're going to get Jennings. No, she somehow slid under the tag. Lyons had swung through the pitch. I think Eartech, I think she whiffed on the tag. Let's watch the replay. There was a little stutter on the slide by T.R.A. Jennings, and I think Yurtez absolutely missed the tag. Now, a little argument going on right now between Carlos Benaldez and that third base umpire. See if we can get a better look at it. This is a heck of a throw.
It was, and everything picture perfect about it, but I really think Jennings, that little misstep in the slide, saved her, because I don't see a tag.
The umpire was right on top of it. Now the 3 umpires are getting together. Now they're going to call her safe.
And that's
what? Grant Wade just said she Bob Rossed it. It's a happy accident. And you can even see it on T.R.A. Jennings' face. I think that's the best way to describe it, Grant. Oh, my.
And I think Ortez knew she missed. I think Ortez knew she missed her.
She tried to sell it. She tried to sell it. She smiled walking away.
But
wow.
Little early, got a little stuck, and
well, now a runner in scoring position for Lyons, who lines one into center field. They're going to hold Jennings at third, and a good job in doing so, as an absolute bullet from center field out the arm of Romero went a little wide. But a good job to knock it down by the catcher, Palacios.
Grace Lyons, we saw her with the home run, turning on the pitch. Now we see her, again, taking the ball right back up the middle. And you got to love it. The Sooners are just seeing the ball well and hitting line drive singles all over the yard.
This is, I'm happy right now. This is impressive to see the way that they're attacking Team Mexico. Lead at 4-0. Here's Kinsey Hansen with runners at first and third. The pitch from Taylor McQuillan is low and in the dirt. Lyons kind of had a little bit of an I might test you look, but went back to the bag.
You know, and a lot of times we see the big fireworks from the center lineup. You see the bombs, and that's exciting, but it's tougher to recover from just getting singled to. I mean, the Sooners put 11 hits on the board.
That's unreal. The 1-0 is a hard hit ball, and a nice job ranging to her left by Yurtez to take it on a hop, tag the bag, and end the inning. That ball was an absolute shot, but Yurtez, a standout shortstop, makes the play and ends the threat for the Sooners in the fourth. We head to the fifth inning. Oklahoma on top of Team Mexico, 4-0 on Sooner Sports TV. Let's look at some players not in the Team Mexico lineup tonight that are currently with their universities, including a familiar name, Nicole Mendez, who's out in right field for the Sooners, and the first pitch is popped foul and out of play. Palacios, the catcher. Mindy, though, as soon as this season wraps up, there she is, Nicole Mendez. We'll head right to Team Mexico's training, wherever they are at that point. Maybe they're already over in Tokyo, as the 0-1 pitch is bounced foul at the plate.
What an exciting, and for Mindy, at the end of the year, hoping to beat the World Series. And you get done with being on the biggest college softball stage in the country to move on to be on the biggest stage in the world for softball. What an awesome few months coming up for Nicole Mendez.
There's the 0-2, and that's in the dirt. I think I tried to jump ahead in the lineup. This is the third baseman, Amanda Sanchez, former Tiger. That encompasses both her time at LSU and Missouri. It's an easy way out of that. 0 for 1 popped out to second base as Tiare Jennings was chased out to the outfield grass her first time up. Leads things off for Team Mexico here in the 5th. The 1-2 from Juarez is up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sooners lead it 4-0. Sasha Palacios waits on deck. Stefania Diaz and Desiree Hernandez, if anyone gets on base for Team Mexico here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 2-2 from G. Cold strike 3 on the outside corner. There's 1 away. Oh my, G. That is unofficially her 4th strikeout of the game.
Great spot. And you just saw the break, the lefty-on-lefty matchup, and that is a strike all day long.
7th straight batter retired as Patty Gasso comes to the circle, gives us an opportunity to check our Big 12 scoreboard, presented by Air Comfort Solutions. Pretty busy night in the Big 12. Texas Tech has already beaten UTEP. They're playing in the Janine McEhaney Memorial Classic down in Lubbock. Oklahoma State, after a tough loss during the week, Cowgirls got knocked off. They got beat by Houston last week and lost again this week. But they run rule UTSA 11-2, and in progress right now in the top of the 5th. Kansas holding on against North Dakota State. But looky there in the top of the 4th in Austin. New Mexico leading Texas 2-0. Sooners beat New Mexico 33-4 earlier this year. First pitch a little out. Sasha Palacios for ball 1. Immediately goes to D1scorebook.com to get an update on that Texas score. That's an absolute shocker. Palacios walked her last time up. Hits this hard to short. Nice play by Lyons. Ranges to her left, throws, and gets her 2 away. I think the throw got there so quick and almost surprised Kaylin Snow with the bag.
I think it did too. Just a quick play all the way around.
Snow's got a big smile on her face.
What a great play by Grace Lyons. Per usual, Taylor Snow. I think her feet got jumbled up a little bit.
Yeah, she stepped with her wrong foot. And there's 2 outs. And here's Ara Diaz, and she swings through the first pitch for strike 1. What a play by Grace Lyons. Four-zip Sooners were in the top of the 5th. Here's the 0-1. Low and away. Quick update on that score from Austin. They've moved on to the top of the 5th inning. They are tied at 2. New Mexico has been no hit, but walks have been an issue for Texas so far in this game. What a wild score. Here's the 1-1. Boy, that just misses outside. You like that location, though?
I do. I think it's a great location. I honestly, G's been around. Once she kind of settled down after the first and second inning, she has been right around the strike zone all game. I think that's a call that she should get.
2-1, fouled straight back. I've got to go back and figure this out. Just a real quick final thought on this Texas-New Mexico game that's in progress. Texas has 2 runs without a hit. Or pardon me, New Mexico has 2 runs without a hit, but there's only been 3 walks in a game.
Have there been any errors?
No errors.
Wow.
It's wild. Here's the 2-2. Oh, that ball just missed. Full count.
Good pitches. Again, we're seeing discipline here by Ara Diaz, but I love the spots by Juarez. Those are good spots, quality pitches.
Full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's the full count, obviously, with 2 outs. G shook something off. She'll step back, kind of reset. Desiree Hernandez waits on deck with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. The pitch. Oh, that did not miss by much. Ball 4. I thought that was going to be a called strike 3. Where did that miss for G, DJ?
Good question. No, I don't see where it misses. I'm going to be honest. Low, if anything.
Low, yeah, maybe.
But, I mean, I truly feel that that's a call we've seen, whether it be consistently or inconsistently. I think we've seen that call today for a strike. So, especially with 2 strikes, I think that's a tough call. Maybe a little low if you want to split hairs, but again, I think that's a good pitch.
Looks like we're going to get a pinch runner here. Our pinch hitter. Looks like this might be our first chance to see Sierra. Let's see if Sydney's sister Sierra Romero will be called upon to pinch hit here, and indeed she will. All right. And there had been rumblings that the older sister of Sydney Romero, the former Michigan All-American, would get a chance to try to get back into the mix this weekend, and here we go. Sooners lead at 4-0. Sierra Romero digs in with a runner at first, and the first pitch is a little up for ball 1. Sierra experienced an absolutely devastating knee injury a little over a year ago. She has just been recently cleared. As the 1-0 pitch is popped up to third. Johns makes the catch and ends the inning. We'll talk more about Sierra's return, but that's a big at bat just to get her in the field. And a bigger out for G. Juarez as we head to the bottom of the 5th. The Sooners lead it 4-0 on Sooner Sports TV. And for the Sooners, be Taylon Snow, Jana Johns, and Jada Coleman. Snow is 0 for 2, but has hit the ball hard twice. Well, she hit the ball hard her first time up when she lined one to first, and then we saw Taylon Snow experiment a little bit with a slap to second base. It looks like she might be going with the same approach here as the 1-0. It is, and she pops it up. Trouble spot, but racing out to make the catch is Irtez, and there's 1 away. Well, she's been solid at shortstop tonight as Irtez.
I have really enjoyed watching Irtez defensively tonight. I mean, she's just made it look easy. We see Snow just get a little bit jammed and get under it. But I mean, Irtez has made some tough plays look really simple. She is just really something to see at shortstop.
Quietly having a good night here is Jana Johns as she takes the first pitch up high for a ball. She walked, stole a base, and scored a run in the second. She singled, drove in a run, and scored a run in the third. And she's been rock solid in the field. The 1-0 is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So just a little bit more digging on that Texas-New Mexico game, which moves on to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 2. The first 3 batters for New Mexico walked in this game. As the 2-0 pitch is a swing and miss. You had a fielder's choice, had a sac fly in there. So that's how you end up with the team scoring 2 runs and only 3 walks in the game without a hit. The first 3 hitters all walked. Wild game going on in Austin. Here's the 2-1. Good off speed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Called strike on the outside corner.
I'd say that's starting the game with a few jitters.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Johns chased one up and away, and there's quickly 2 away here in the 5th.
A good setup by McQuillan. We saw the great off-speed pitch down and away, and then getting Johns to chase the rise ball up. And again, that's why that off-speed is so important. That off-speed pitch set up the strikeout pitch high and hard to get Johns.
So here's Jada Coleman. She lined a single into right field her last time up. She takes the first pitch a little low, but called strike. I had a chance this week on the Sooner Sports podcast to talked to Jada Coleman, who asked for time while she digs in. And it was an absolutely fascinating conversation as the 0-1 is a little up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jada comes to the University of Oklahoma as one of the most decorated high school recruits they've had outside of a young girl who chose this place from Roxana, Illinois. That'd be one Dylan Mathis, DJ Sanchez. But Jada from the Colony, Texas, was one of the most decorated Dallas area high school softball players ever. And with COVID protocols this year, we don't get a lot of time to talk to the players, especially when we're on the road. It's a little different with social distancing, but to sit and talk to her was so refreshing. She's got a great attitude. She's got a funny personality. You need to check it out at Soonersports.com/podcast as the 2-1 misses outside 3-1. And I don't just bring it up to try to get more downloads for the podcast, as Grant Wade is probably making fun of me in studio right now, but because it's just the personality of this team is one focus, one singular focus, and that's winning a World Series title. That's winning a national championship. And that's all she talked about. And that was get you fired up. She pops the 3-1 up on the infield. Under it and making the catch is the second baseman, Cervantes, and there's 2 away. Oh, no, that's it. Sorry. I tried to stick around for another at bat. My bad. We head to the 6th inning. Oklahoma leads Mexico 4-0 on Sooner Sports TV. Up next week, and what's on tap is presented by Kincaid Coats, and the first pitch to start. The top of the 6th inning from G. Juarez is in for a strike. 4-0 Sooners here in the top of the 6th. Along with DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. Anissa Urtez leads things off with Sid Romero on deck for Team Mexico. She's 0 for 2. Pops up the 0-1 pitch, fouling out of play.
And this is one of the biggest outs of the game so far for Juarez, I think. You know, you got a 4-0 lead, top of the 6th, top of the order. Going back to that momentum, this is the opportunity for Team Mexico to try and get offensively because they haven't had any all game.
Nope.
So this is a huge out for Juarez.
Here's the 0-2 to Urtez, and it misses low and away. If you haven't had a chance yet throughout the weekend, Jessica Cootie put together an unbelievable feature on Nicole Mendez and Sid Romero and their role with Team Mexico. And if there was one name that Mendez brought up quite a bit, it was Anissa Urtez. She takes the 1-2 pitch up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Former Utah Ute, first team all Pac-12 during her senior season in 2016, all defensive Pac-12 team. All Pac-12 defensive team, I should say. The 2-2 pitch. Low. Full count.
Payoff pitch here for Juarez. Again, Urtez is a big out here.
Sooners have stayed with the same defensive alignment this entire game. We're in the 6th. 4-zip Sooners, the 3-2. Line shot, right center field, base hit. Cut off quickly by Coleman, who will get it back in. And this is the second time tonight, the first time since the 2nd inning, that Team Mexico has had the leadoff hitter aboard.
And Juarez had Urtez down 0-2. Urtez worked her way back until she got a pitch to drive. And again, good at bat there by Urtez.
And you're right, it was 0-2 at one point, and she fought back. And here's Sid Romero. Well, Sid's got a chance to make this game interesting with one swing of the bat.
And Sid's 0 for 2, but she has seen the ball well. She's had 2 hard hit outs.
She pops this one to right field. Mendez has a beat on it, makes the catch in foul territory. A bluff tag by Urtez, and there's 1 away. Sid attacked that first pitch in her first at bat and fly it out to right, and does it again here in the 6th, and there's 1 away.
You know, and honestly, of the 3 at-bats Sid had tonight, I feel like that's the least hard hit ball we've seen from her, kind of chasing up in the zone, but big out for Juarez.
Chelsea Gonzalez is 0 for 2. She takes the first pitch for a strike. My goodness, gee Juarez, these first pitch strikes are fantastic.
And I love the adjustment Juarez has made throughout the game with her curveball. Again, we were seeing that big miss kind of floating up through the zone, and now they are just bullets to the corner.
Ooh, she flew up and in on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Got away from her a bit. I like to call that keeping him honest.
1 ball, 1 strike. 4-0 Sooners, top of the 6th. The pitch, did she go? I think she did. Called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know, and very rarely would you say nearly hitting a batter is a setup pitch. But, I mean, you get that high hard up in the eyes, and then you totally change speeds down and away. I mean, and you get the outcome from Gonzalez. She couldn't hold off.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Ooh, that one all the way to the backstop. Yurtez will take off and take second base on the wild pitch. This one gets all the way to the backstop.
I think, again, another off-speed pitch. Just saw Juarez drop that off her hip a bit. Just get away for the wild pitch.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. The pitch from G. Ooh, that just missed inside ball 3. This is the first time that Team Mexico has had a runner in scoring position since the 2nd inning.
3-2. I feel like this is a great opportunity for the changeup. I know she's thrown a couple already here to Gonzalez. She's really been working hard on the inside corner.
Full count. Hit well to center field. Coleman racing back at the warning track. Makes the catch. 2 away. Yurtez tags and slides into third. And that will bring Brittany Cervantes to the plate, who has the other hit for Team Mexico tonight. Runner at third. First runner tonight that Team Mexico has had at third base. First pitch, just a little out, ball 1. Well, and time is called. I thought whenever, I believe it's Carlos Caro who's over at third, and I think Carlos Benaldez is over at first tonight for Team Mexico. When he first brought Brittany down to talk to him, he reached in his pocket. I thought he was pulling out his phone at first. He was simply grabbing his mask to make sure that he had his mask on when he was talking to her. And now that conversation will take place between Cervantes and Vidalis, the on-deck hitter. Kind of unique in that Cervantes digs in from the right side of the place. Vidalis is in the on-deck circle in front of the Sooner dugout. Here's the 1-0. Shown bunt, takes a strike.
Now, that's not something you see very often.
I don't think I've seen it tonight once.
To be honest, I think if this was a Big 12 game, they'd be asking Cervantes to be back on the other side.
Jada Coleman moving around in center field. She's moved now to the right center field side of that usual spot in center. Here's a hard hit grounder to short. Lyon stays down on it, throws a strike to first, and ends the inning. How about that from G. Juarez? Strands another runner for Team Mexico as we head to the bottom of the 6th. The Sooners lead at 4-0 on Sooner Sports TV. To the bottom of the 6th inning, Oklahoma leading at 4-0 over Team Mexico. 4 runs on 11 hits for the Sooners tonight. G. Juarez has been outstanding in the circle for the Sooners, allowing just 2 hits. And Elam will lead things off for the Sooners in the 6th. She is 2 for 2 on the night. First pitch to the Sooner backstop is low. Ball 1.
Yeah, Elam has been seeing the ball well tonight, and not just doing it and hitting singles. I mean, coming up in clutch situations with the 2 RBIs.
She loops this one to right field for a base hit. How about a 3-hit night for Lindsey Elam?
She is seeing the ball well. You gotta love seeing that smile from Elam as she gets down to first base.
How about some score updates, by the way? Because with our Air Comfort Solutions Big 12 scoreboard, Grant Wade brought this up earlier, so it's kind of been a fascinating thing to follow. Texas and New Mexico go to the top of the 6th inning. The Horns have just retaken the lead. It's 3-2. Texas leads New Mexico as the first pitch to Nicole Mendez is low for a ball. An update from Stillwater. Kansas City leads the Oklahoma State Cowgirls 6-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning right now. The Roos gave Oklahoma all they could handle last week. And in a fun matchup out in the Pac-12, Melissa Lombardi versus DJ Gasso. Oregon leads Utah 2-1. A lot going on in college softball tonight. Here's the 1-0 to Mindy. Little looper, soft slap, base hit into left field. Ball gets away from the left fielder. Here comes Elam on her way to third. She'll slide in safely. And Mendez at first into second base. Aggressive base running. Puts Mendez at second. Elam at third with nobody out in the bottom of the sixth. And the top of the lineup coming up.
And we've seen it a couple times tonight from Elam. And again, great job by Mendez, but great heads-up base running. No hesitation from Lindsey Elam to take the extra bag.
Here comes Jennings. Play number 4, Alabama's in trouble tonight, too. They trailed Tennessee 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning of that game. Jennings, couple of hits on the night, 2 for 3, takes the first pitch for a strike. And if you're into getting excited about conversations about RPI and power rankings, a Sooner win looks even more impressive as number 18 Missouri has beaten Georgia today 6-1. Here's the 0-1. Little looper, left field, it falls for a hit. Elam will score. On her way to third is Mendez. It's an RBI single for T.R.A. Jennings, and it's 5-zip Sooners.
Sooners have figured out McQuillan here in the 6th. McQuillan came in and kind of silenced the Sooners there for a bit. And great job by T.R.A. Jennings taking the pitch up in the zone and finding a hole for the RBI.
So there's only one thing that Jocelyn Alo doesn't have tonight, and that's a bomb. So with runners at first and third, we mentioned how she has yet in, I think we're up to 5 career at-bats against McQuillan to have a hit against her. She takes the first pitch up and away for a ball. McQuillan, of course, pitched at Arizona. This is the 3rd time that she's faced the Sooners. First time in Norman. 1-0 is a little bit out. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, I can't stop now with the college softball world. I got the scoreboard up while we're watching this game. It's a fascinating night across the Big 12 in the top 25. Here's the 2-0 to Alo, ball 3.
I always love when it becomes conference time. You know, you got the SEC going. Big 12 hasn't gotten there yet, but it's always exciting once conference rolls around.
3-0 count to Alo. They just pretty much pitched around her without truly pitching around her as she takes a 4-pitch walk. Again, and we're going to have another meeting at the circle. We're going to go to the pen here. Grace Lyons, who is already homered, digs in. With the bases loaded, Mendez at third, Jennings at second. Alo, after the walk, is at first. The pitch to the Sooner shortstop is a little up, ball 1. Lyons reached on a fielder's choice in the first, homered in the third, and then singled in the fourth. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. 2. I started to mention this, and then Team Mexico had the pitching change, but if you weren't with us earlier, none of the stats count tonight. This is truly exhibition. But as you could tell from the way that the Sooners have attacked tonight, Patty Gasso is all about getting this team to continue their winning ways. Here's the 2-0 to Grace Lyons, and that misses outside, ball 3.
This has been just a complete game so far for the Sooners. I mean, Juarez has been lights out. This offense, I mean, we're sitting, in run rule territory at this point. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Here's the 3-0. Ball 4, a bases loaded walk to Grace Lyons. It's 6-0. Yeah, I was going to ask without asking, of all the things that I had checked on before the game, international tiebreaker rules. Will we just, if we're tied in the 7th, are we done? Is the run rule in effect tonight?
And I may have spoke too soon, just, having my mind on NCAA rules.
Same. So here's Kinsey Hansen with the bases loaded and nobody out. The pitch. That's in for a strike. I will say from at least our perspective watching Carry On, she is definitely more of a spinner than what you saw from McQuillan or even O'Toole. Doesn't seem like it's that same velocity, or at least she's mixing in her off speed a lot.
Yeah, she's definitely working again, trying to spin the ball use her movements. We're not going to see a lot of high strikeout numbers from Carry On, using her, going to use her defense to get her out, to try to get batters to chase.
That 0-1 to Hansen is a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. So bases loaded walk to Grace Lyons. Lyons at first, Alo at second. Jennings over at third. Here's the 1-1. Nearly to the backstop. Good play. Palacios to go get that.
Carry On having a little bit of a hard time finding the zone here. That's one thing we didn't really see much from O'Toole or McQuillan. I mean, they were in the zone. I mean, the Sooners just put up 14 hits.
Here's the 2-1. In for a strike, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grace Green has moved into the on-deck circle, with Oklahoma on top 6-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Pop foul off the netting behind home plate. I'm sure this will catch a few eyes across college softball tonight when they see this score, if it holds up or if it grows.
I think there were a lot of, I say a lot, there were some people who look at the OU offensive stats and go, okay, well, what type of pitching are they facing?
2-2. Pop foul again by Kinsey Hansen. Yeah, you're seeing the best tonight.
Absolutely. And, and O'Toole out early in the game. McQuillan again didn't last very long. On to the third pitcher for Team Mexico. So, I mean, this Sooner team offensively is the real deal, and they've shown it time and time again. And, again, I think tonight's just more evidence to add to how deadly of a lineup this is.
Hansen launches one foul. Meanwhile, we can't help but checking consistently on updates from Austin. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Texas has added to its lead on New Mexico. It's 5-2. Longhorns lead New Mexico. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Hansen. Swing and a miss on it. Nope, she got a piece of it to stay alive on a nice drop ball. The home plate umpire walks the ball to Carry On. Bottom of the 4th. Oklahoma State still trails Kansas City 6-3. I mentioned it's been kind of a tough week for Oklahoma State. They lost on Thursday night 9-2 to Wichita State, a team that we'll see in a couple of weeks in our midweek game. And that Gasso v. Lombardi matchup. DJ Gasso, the hitting coach at Utah, Melissa Lombardi, the head coach out at Oregon. Utah has the 2-1 lead in that game in the 3rd. Here it's 6-0 Sooners over Team Mexico. The 2-2 pitch to Hansen. Called strike 3. Had her fool. 1 away. And here's Grace Green.
We saw Hansen just battling. Carry On challenged her here, just brought it. And again, Hansen just getting fooled.
Patty Gasso will let the home plate umpire know that we'll get our first look tonight at Grace Green. The season, hitting .458, 3 extra base hits, including a home run, 9 RBIs. Grace has been battling through injuries. Last I checked, she felt pretty close to 100%. So good to see Grace getting 100% healthy just as we inch closer towards the start of conference play next weekend in Ames, Iowa. Base is full of Sooners, a 6-0 lead. First pitch to Green, swing and a miss. You chase the rise ball, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch, a little up, 1-1. Waiting on deck is Jana Johns, who has had one of the better nights for the Sooners with a couple of hits. One ball, 1 strike. Lyons at first, Alo at second, Jennings at third. The 1-1 pitch. Two little up.
Grace Green chased the first pitch right to start the at-bat. Carry On keeps going there, and again, Grace Green's made the adjustment. She's going to make Carry On come in the zone.
Patty Gasso jumped back out of the dugout to chat with the home plate umpire about something. She has the lineup card out. I don't know if this is, I don't think you're going to pinch run for any of the runners on base. Maybe this is just clarifying Green being in this game. Official score know what's happening here. The count will remain 2-1, and it looks like Taylon Snow will hit here. And again, this is one of those reminders where we are playing an exhibition. We don't even know if the run rule is truly in effect or not. So Snow will inherit the 2-ball, 1-strike count.
It looks like Grace Green is now on deck.
Yeah, so I think they wanted Grace to hit for Jana Johns. So a 2-1 count with the bases loaded for Taylon Snow. Here's the pitch from Carry On, and that's low and away. And again, very much a reminder, something we'll do quite a bit this weekend. I know everyone asks, the record doesn't count, the runs matter in winning a game over Team Mexico, but nothing goes to the final stats on the season. Here's the 2-1. That's in for a strike, 2-2.
And I have to remind myself that a little bit, too, as we're going along. I'm talking about rules
right.
and all these things, you know, so.
It's actually a full count here to Taylon Snow. They didn't put the original ball on the scoreboard. They do now. And here's a bouncer into right field. It's a base hit. Jennings will score. Here comes Alo. She'll score without a throw, and it's 8-0 Sooners. A 2-run single from Taylon Snow, and it looks like we'll play on. I think Coach Gasso's like, yeah, go ahead and play. As long as Team Mexico wants to continue to play, they're even starting to walk off the diamond thinking that it's over with an 8-0 win. They're being pointed back to the field by their manager. So again, looks like the run rule will not be in effect here. So what happened, what we're being told is Grace Green had batted out of order. So Grace Green was supposed to hit for Jana Johns, and she kind of jumped in front of Taylon Snow. So the Sooners, well, they weren't given an out as Green takes the first pitch for a strike.
And if that were to happen in a game that's not exhibition,
right?
You know, Grace Green, the way I understand the rule, is once a pitch is called, and if it were caught by the opposing coach, it has to be called on by the opposing coach.
Right.
Grace Green would be removed from the game.
Right.
And the out would happen for Grace Green's spot.
Joel Manning was our rules expert. He was our Gene Tessitore on that one. Thank you, Joel. So Grace Green will dig in here with 1 out. The bottom of the 6th, 8-0 Sooners. And she takes the 1-0 high. 2 balls and no strikes to Grace. A 2-1, excuse me. Everything. So basically, now Grace Green has the exact same count that she had whenever she had pinch hit in the wrong spot, and she bounces this one foul at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think we've got it figured out. Runner at first is Snow. The runner at third is Grace Lyons. Sooners have put 4 more on the board here in the 6th and lead it 8-0. The 2-2. Ball's hit to center field. Not deep enough. Raising in is Sid Romero to make the catch. Oh, the arm scared Grace Lyons back to third base. Or the fact that it's an 8-0 lead. Maybe Grace Lyons didn't think about trying it. But that was a pretty good throw from Sid from center. 2 outs for Jada Coleman.
Yeah, that's a throw we've never really gotten to see Sid Romero make.
Right? She looks pretty comfortable out there.
Oh, yeah.
I think Sid looks comfortable anywhere on a ball field. Jada Coleman has a hit and a sac bunt. She's 1 for 2. And she lines this one into right center field. That ball's going to get to the wall, and watch Jada run. She'll stay at second, rounding third and heading home is Snow. The throw is on time, but she slides around, not even a tag, because they tried to cut down Coleman at third, and she beats the throw. It's a 2-run triple for Jada Coleman, and it's 10-0 Sooners. Wow.
The Sooners, and that was, had Jada Coleman taken that pitch, it would have been a ball. But she went down and got it and ripped it into the gap. And tell you, here's what I love from the Sooners all night. Great base running. We see Coleman see the throw go all the way through, takes third base. We've seen good base running to put runners in scoring position tonight by the Sooners.
The Sooners have batted around here in the 6th inning after the 2-run, well, let's see, they're going to give it a double, and then she advanced to third on the throw. The highlights will sound a lot cooler with me saying triple. And the Sooners will bat around. Lindsey Elam led off this 6th inning with a single. She has a 3-hit night. Pops this one up behind home plate. Is there a play to be made against the net? No. Palacios couldn't quite get there. Elam 3 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBIs.
I kind of go back. Elam, beginning of this game, back in the second, I feel like all of the rallies have kind of revolved around Elam today. Second inning, got the first RBI, and we just kind of saw her start the rally this inning as well.
Sooners have put 10 batters, brought 10 batters to the plate, and the 0-1 pitch is fouled back. This is absolutely a dominating performance tonight from this Sooner offense, and G. Juarez in the circle. The 0-2 pitch. Line shot, fouled on the right field line. Single run in the second for the Sooners on the RBI single from Lindsey Elam. They put 3 on the board in the third. That party started with a solo home run from Grace Lyons, and it's been a 6-run sixth. The 0-2. Line shot into center field, make it a 7-run sixth. Oh, Lindsey Elam have a night, a 4-hit game. And Oklahoma leads at 11-0.
Again, there's my big smiler from Lindsey Elam. She has been all over it in the box tonight. And again, we haven't seen Lindsey Elam hit soft little singles. Line drives all over the park from Lindsey Elam tonight.
And I'll tell you, as I've told you many times this evening, I thought tonight was big. I thought for G. Juarez, I think this weekend is big for Lindsey Elam. Maybe there's Grace Green, to see her get a few more bats this weekend, but maybe none bigger than Lindsey Elam. And to see her started off with a 4-hit night heading into conference play next weekend, that is huge, huge for her confidence going forward.
Yeah, and Lindsey Elam has, I think, a little bit been overshadowed by some of the stats that we've seen go up. And it's not that she's struggled offensively at all, but she's not putting up some of the numbers that we're seeing from other spots in this lineup. So what a night for
11-0, first pitch swinging. Mendez deep to left center field and off the wall. Mendez will hold it third, or pardon me, Elam will hold it third. Mendez on her way to second. That ball almost got out of here off the wall. You heard it thud when it hit the padding.
And I thought this ball was gone. And Mendez didn't even finish her swing. Had she, that ball was gone. But, man, she hit that ball hard right off the wall for the double.
We'll have a pinch hitter here. It'll be the freshman Paige Knight, and she is the 12th batter for the Sooners here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 7-run, the 6th, and Oklahoma leads at 11-0.
Something you gotta love too. The Sooners have scored a lot of these runs with 2 outs.
That is true. That is true. Paige Knight is 3 for 4 in her early career. She's drove in 4 runs and has hit a home run, and she swings through. A nasty drop for strike 1. A crooked number here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Patty Gasso has to feel good about things as Oklahoma leads at 11-0. Here's the 0-1, a little up, 1 ball, 1 strike. G. Channing PK from the Sooner dugout as the 1-1 is grounded sharply towards third. Up with it as Sanchez throws, and the inning is over. But the Sooners put 7 on the board, and we head to the 7th. Oklahoma leads it 11-0 on Sooner Sports TV. Pretty far this season. This is her 11th appearance. 25 innings. She has only walked 9 batters, and what's crazy about it is 4 or 5 of those 9 walks came in 1 outing. And we had last week.
They were, and that was something I kind of said for Shannon Sale to be successful.
One of the keys.
You know, so it's something for Sale that has been at times an Achilles, but something we've also seen her grow and get better as the season has gone on.
The only pitcher with 20 or more innings pitched and no earned runs for the Sooners, and I think that's nationally too. The 1-0 is in for a strike to Tori Vidalis. It was 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fly out to center field. In the middle of March Madness for college basketball, but man, the Sooners look to be in May Madness form here. There's a ground ball to Johns. Up with it, throws, 1 away. And to Sanchez slated to hit here, and she will. We were discussing earlier how we've seen a couple of the Team Mexico batters that have used the on-deck circle in front of the Sooner dugout. We heard from our good friend Allison Fanning, who works with Team USA, and apparently in international rules, they'll usually use the on-deck circle from the side of the plate that they hit. So whenever we would see, and I think we've only seen it once or twice tonight, is the first pitch is in for a strike from Shannon Sale. Good pitch. Right-handed hitter. Go use the actual on-deck circle in front of the Sooner dugout. It's just something that Team USA apparently does quite a bit and give you a little bit of a different perspective. Now, if that happens in baseball, you might be chasing one. As the 0-1 pitch, good pitch up and in from Sale. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, things that I forget about with some of the international rules, but I was sitting up there going, you can't do that. Send her back. You can't do that. It's the pitcher in me saying, get back where you're supposed to be.
No balls, 2 strikes. Sale's ready. The pitch. Ooh, that just missed on that outer edge. Really nice job by Elam framing that. No defensive adjustments for the Sooners. They've gone with the 9 in the field the whole way. Snow over at first, Jennings at second, Lyons at short, Johns at third, and behind the plate is Lindsey Elam. Here's the 1-2. Pop foul. Alo still out in left with Jada Coleman in center and Nicole Mendez in right. We've seen a couple of pinch hitters. Paige Knight pinch hit, Grace Green pinch hit, Riley Boone pinch ran. But Coach Gasso going with most of the starters here this evening, if you will.
I think it's something, too, we're going to see as we get further into the season, as that pitch misses up. But Shannon Sale coming in, I think even had the Sooners not put up a 7-run 6th, we still would have seen Shannon Sale here in the 7th. Just kind of getting in that form of, we're not making any defensive changes. Sale, you're going to come in and shut the game down here in a 7th. Pitch with a lead and finish the game. I think these are things we're going to see once the Sooners get into conference and postseason. 2-2
is outside, 3-2. And, you know, DJ, I know we're going to have a lot of time. Well, you're on a lot of the tournament or the conference broadcast with me, too. But in just really being able to pick your brain and understanding the matchups, because I think that's one thing with the expanded rosters that you're going to see a little bit more of, is being able to be more finite with your matchups, if you will. Here's a 3-2 pitch from Sale. Bounce towards second. Jennings backs up on him, makes the play, throws to first, and there's 2 away.
Sale's done a good job coming in here. She looks sharp, throwing good pitches. And we're seeing this Team Mexico, these Team Mexico hitters be off balance here with Shannon Sale here in the 7th.
So this is the final hope for Team Mexico tonight.
But Blaine, kind of going back to what you said with matchups, I think that's something in softball that didn't used to get talked about a lot. You used to hear the old, you know, I almost want to call it folklore of, well, softball pitchers can throw every single game, and, you know, and you have one pitcher and you go with that pitcher, and the game has changed. It's evolved, and programs have staffs now.
1-0 pitch is a little low, and Lindsey Elam's going to jog out and chat with Shannon Sale. And I think we go back boy, in 2016, whenever Paige Parker pitched every inning of the postseason except for the second game of the Women's College World Series Championship Series against Auburn. And that was the offseason when Coach Gasso went out and got Paige Lowry. It was a 2-0 pitch is fouled back. And I think a lot of people looked across the country and said, okay, let's get a staff. This is more than just riding one arm until, they can barely move.
And I remember looking back, too, in that championship series of watching Kalani Ricketts throw, and then we see Michelle Gascoigne throw the final championship game. It's just something you don't see that often.
2-1 is caught by Grace Lyons in shallow left field, and that'll do it. Win column Sooners in dominating fashion. Team Mexico falls tonight at the hand of the #1 ranked Oklahoma Sooners by a final score of 11-0. The Sooners tonight pound out 18 hits, and the combination of G. Juarez and Shannon Sale scatter just 2 as Oklahoma wins it in impressive fashion.
This was one of the best outings I think I've seen from G this season. And she started out a little bit missing spots, but man, she turned it on, and it was something to see. She kept these hitters off balance all night long.
In a lot of ways, there's there's some, maybe as a fan, you're like, man, I would love to have seen this during conference season, but I think this gives her the confidence going forward now.